I was stuck, out of luck, until I found a new way to get to town. Now I truck without a sound, and the traffic don't get me down. I can reach out now, far away from the maddening throng. Riding along, coasting down, riding along. Look around, it won't take long till you found that you're already there.
There are other ways to get around. Ways to reduce traffic jams and air pollution. And riding a bike to work is just one of them. If you'd like to know more, write us. We'll tell you about them. That's Transportation, Box 1813, Washington, D.C., 20013. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets. The wheel is turning. We've been gambling with our cities too long. As the automobile grew more popular, mass transit systems lost riders. With less riders, the systems lost money. So they raised fares, which drove away even more riders. So transit service went down even more, and the cycle started all over again. This cycle must be stopped. There are too many cars on urban highways, and air pollution from these cars gets worse and worse. Our mass transit systems must be built up again, made attractive, to bring back lost riders.
Bet more on it. The more you bet, the more you win.
Because if they lose, we all lose. There are other ways to get around. Good mass transit is one of them. To find out more, write us. Transportation, Box 1813, Washington, D.C., 20013. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Ever drive downtown on a Sunday? Pretty nice, isn't it? No traffic, no noise, clean air. Well, it can be that way every day of the week. How? Right now, most cars that drive downtown on work days contain just one person, the driver. And one city bus can seat as many people as 30 automobiles usually do in a weekday rush hour. Think of it. If everyone who now drives to work left his car in the suburbs and took the bus instead, it'd be like having Sunday every day of the week. And wouldn't that be nice? There are other ways to get around, ways that reduce traffic jams and air pollution. Taking the bus is just one of them. To find out more, write us. We'll tell you about them. That's Transportation, Box 1813, Washington, D.C., 20013. Transportation, Box 1813, Washington, D.C., 20013. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Consider the dinosaur. Once millions roamed the earth. Now they're gone forever. But in a way, the dinosaur is still with us as fossil fuel, oil. But once that oil is used up, it'll be gone forever. Now consider your automobile. Millions roam the earth. Every day, Americans burn enough gasoline to fill a train of tank cars 120 miles long. And the way we're going, soon there'll be no gasoline and oil. And with no gasoline and oil, your car might as well be a dinosaur. There are other ways to get around, ways to reduce traffic jams and air pollution. We'll tell you about them. Write us. Transportation, Box 1813, Washington, D.C., 20013. A message from the U.S. Department of Transportation. This is a sound of science at work for highway safety. It's the sound of a man walking away from an automobile crash that took place at 56 miles per hour. Under existing arrangements with local law authorities, university investigators working for the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration are being called to the scene of certain crashes. This particular crash is most important because it shows how federal safety standards prevented death or injury. While his new car was demolished, the driver was unhurt. The car had a padded dash, a collapsible steering column, and the driver wore both the cross-chest and lap safety belts. His survival is living proof that occupants can survive crashes in properly designed vehicles. Survival on the road, a result of science at work for highway safety. For the Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, it's part of the job. a very important part. This is a sound of science at work for highway safety. It's the sound of a machine driving a steel wedge into an automobile tire with more force than a pile driver. We're at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, where special tests on automobile tires are taking place. This testing for the Department of Transportation leads to improved standards for automobile safety. Tires placed on this machine take more torture from constant ramming than an ordinary car tire would take in a year of driving. This test, showing what happens when a tire hits a sharp object at 70 miles per hour, has led to the development of standards for passenger car tires. A puncture test for tires. A sound of science at work to increase your chances of survival on the road. For the Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, it's part of the job. A very important part. This is a sound of science at work for highway safety. It's the sound of a motorist receiving a special test to determine the alcohol content in his blood, a test that can be performed on the highway by an arresting officer. The science of biochemistry has given to law authorities an accurate new system of alcohol detection devices, using research data available to the Department of Transportation. 25,000 deaths and more than 800,000 crashes each year may involve driving after drinking, proof that heavy drinking has become a major part of the highway safety problem. A breath test. A sound of science at work to increase your chances of survival on the road by dealing with drinking drivers. For the Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, it's part of the job, a very important part. This is a sound of science at work for highway safety. It's the sound of color as it is translated through electronic devices into audible tones for technicians to study. Here in this laboratory, operated under a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration contract, technicians are studying a problem that accounts for many highway crashes every year. The problem? Communicating the intent of one driver to the driver following him.
You know, it really doesn't make any sense from the standpoint of perception to use the same color lights to indicate that a car is moving or that it may be braking. The braking signal frequently isn't noticed. One possibility is to have a green light for one signal and a red light for another.
Automobile rear lighting color research. A sound of science at work to increase your chances for survival on the road. For the Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, it's part of the job, a very important part.